Cunningham, coming at you with the fabulous Friday call for the Circle of Excellence. In today's call, I wanted to share with you the power of a powerful I story. The way that you introduce yourself at your parties can make a huge impact in your recruiting, in your sales, in how much people like you, all of that. And people love stories. They say that facts tell, but stories sell. And so I want you to think about your story when you're presenting it. And I'm going to give you some ideas on how to up the ante on your story. I am an observer. Introverts generally are observers, and so I observe everything. And one of the things I observed when I went to company events, I can remember sitting in the audience at seminar, I observed national sales directors get on stage and share impeccable stories that inspired me in the first 2 minutes they were on the stage. And I saw that, and I thought, why can't I do that? And I was like, yeah, why can't I do that? And some of you might say, well, I can't do that because I don't have her story. I don't care. You can create a story that's super impressive. Super impressive. It may not be that you've earned 29 trips around the globe like the Nationals have, but could you still make a really great story? Absolutely. I believe that when we are in front of people, it is our job to be the actress or the actor in the play of our life. And that's going to take practice. That's going to take you sitting at home one day for a whole day practicing your 2-minute script of what you're going to say till you have that thing memorized. So it rolls out just like boom, like it rolls out for the Nationals, like perfection, smooth, right? So I wanted to share some of the key components that are important for you to share if you are brand new or if you've been at this for a while. The number one thing, and I'm going to share my story at the end of this so you can get an idea of what I say and steal some things from it and make it your own. So number one important thing is you need to share where you've been. People love a good comeback story. And so some of you, I remember someone saying, I had a perfect life. I don't really know how to say, I don't know how to say that because I've had a perfect life. Right? And I'm like, well, you just have a really positive attitude, but you have had struggles. Everybody has had struggles. And so whatever that struggle might be, that you felt insecure when you were in 6th grade, or that you were broke, or you whatever, but where, or that you don't like where you are right now, Yeah, my childhood was fantastic. Then I got a job, and I realized, this is not the fantastic childhood that I had. This is not my dream, and I wasn't living my dream, and I decided to do something about it. And so I went to this event, okay? So then there's your turning point. So it's, where was I, my turning point, and where am I going? So, and the where am I going, that is what gets people like, holy cow, this lady totally has hope. The number one reason people join your team is that you give them hope. Hope. If you can put hope in someone's heart, they're going to join your team because most women, most men are dying in jobs that they hate. They've lost hope. There is no hope. They go to a stupid job every Monday. They come back every Friday. They live for the weekend, and on Sunday they feel sad, and they do it over and over and over again. So when your story can give them hope, you can change their life. And I believe everyone we meet is like a little seed in our hand, a little seed that needs to be planted and watered and cared for. And if you're careless and you go running with those seeds in your hand and they start bopping out of your hand and they drop on the ground and you jump on them and step on them before they get planted, nothing ever happens. And so a component of that with those little seeds is that it is your duty to take care of those seeds and to plant a person in the ground and water them by sharing a powerful inspirational story so that you give them a little hope. And then it's going to start to sprout. And then you're going to keep watering them as they're on your team, and you're going to help them, and they're going to grow into a little tree. And then you're going to keep watering them. They're going to grow into a big tree, and then they're going to become the biggest, beautiful oak of all time. But it is your job in every interaction with that person that you have a really powerful story to begin with to inspire them, to get them into your space. So let's start with that. To share your story, you might say, I don't have a story yet. Well, I would say to you, have you held a party? And at that party, how much did you sell? Okay, so you had a $400 party, you sold $200. Do you know that the average woman, if you give her an extra $200 a week, it would significantly change her life? So I want you to recognize the significance of that dollar amount. So take a look at your highest party or your highest weekly sales. That's impressive to a lot of people. A lot of people, that is crazy that you can make money without a boss. So you're going to use that in your story. Everyone needs a dollar amount. Everyone. So I'm going to share how I share my story, and you can use little bits and pieces from it. So, hi, I'm Michelle Cunningham. And, my old story was not anything like this. It was like, hey, yeah, I love this. I get to be home with my kids, and I've earned a car, and it's really fun. Okay, like that inspires no one. But my new story, I decided one day to spend the entire day rewriting my story and inspiring people so that I could impact lives in a bigger way. And that month, after I rewrote my story, I went on to personally recruit 22 new people. 22 new people. And my team recruited another 20 that month. And I don't share that to impress you, but to impress upon you, I know the importance of a powerful story and owning your awesome. So, hi, I'm Michelle Cunningham. I'm just going to quickly share my story with you guys. So I joined Mary Kay when I was 23 years old, went to an event, lady in the room claiming to make six figures, another one a millionaire, another one driving a free car. And I sit there in the audience, and I'm like, dude, this is either a really good opportunity or this is totally a scam. I went home and I told my mom about it. And my mom confirmed that indeed Mary Kay must be a scam. And I was like, oh, man. So then I was not joining Mary Kay. And then a week later, I remembered I was 23. And at 23, you don't listen to your mom. So I signed up anyway. So I joined. And that first year I was in, they were like, you're going to build a business by walking up to strangers in parking lots. I'm like, oh, that's actually horrifying. I'm like, are people doing this? Because I'm an introvert. That sounds terrible. So I proceeded to tell no one I was involved in Mary Kay. And I did that for the next 6 years. From age 23 to 29, I operated an undercover Mary Kay business, quite simply getting my makeup for half price and not telling many people I sold Mary Kay. The 5 people accidentally found out and they bought from me, and they wouldn't stop ordering from me. So I accidentally had a customer base, and they kept reordering because they kept running out of products. 29 years old, I was in commercial real estate. The market crashed. Went from making six figures to making no figures basically overnight, and decided, you know what, maybe we'll try this Mary Kay thing one more time. I remember there was women making six figures. And so I found a local lady that sells Mary Kay online. The lady I happened to pick has earned over $3 million in her Mary Kay career. She's driven 14 free pink Cadillacs, and she lives a mile down the road from here. Yes. And I met her, and I love this little lady. She's 4'11". She has short, spiky hair. She barely wears makeup. She suffers from social anxiety disorder, and she fainted at her first Mary Kay party. And I hear her story, and I'm like, dude, if she can do this, I can do this. I don't faint. So anyway, I followed her system. That first month, I made $1,000, which might not sound like a lot to you, but I grew up incredibly poor. My mom was a single mom of 3 kids, and she raised us on her own with little daycare in our house. And most of the time, it paid the bills, but some of the time it didn't, and we'd have to get food from our church or Christmas gifts from our community. And so I come from very humble beginnings. So when I made $1,000 in 1 month, I thought, if I could just double or triple this, this could become a viable source of income, and I wouldn't have to get a real boss. Fast forward 6 months later, I kept following her system, texting people. And 6 months later, I earned a free car from the company. They gave me free car insurance, and that month I cleared over $5,000 in 1 month. Now, I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you. When you grow up poor and you make over $5,000 in 1 month and you do it as an entrepreneur without a boss, it officially makes you wealthy, and it officially makes you really excited. And so when I became wealthy, I decided I'd do Mary Kay forever. And so I have done Mary Kay forever for the last 10 years, and I've continued to build my team and my business. And today I lead one of the fastest and largest growing Mary Kay teams in the nation. There's over 1,000 girls in my team, and we are all over the nation, and we love what we do. And I'm so passionate about sharing it with other women because I know that it gives women hope, and I know that it changes lives. So if any of you are here today and thinking, you know what, I've been praying about an opportunity, I want you to watch what I do today, because it's not rocket science. You don't have to be highly intelligent. I don't consider myself a highly intelligent person, but I can follow instructions, and that's how I got good at this. So we're going to go through at the end. We are going to give you a little 1-minute infomercial that goes over the company if anyone is interested in hearing more, and we're going to go ahead and get started now. So let's go. So then we jump in. Now, key components that I share in there, I share those little stories. I share that Maggie was shy. You know, my mentor was shy and short, and she fainted at her first party because there's someone in the audience like I have social anxiety. I share that for 6 years I didn't talk to anyone because I am an introvert, and I want to give women who are introverts hope. I share that there are women that make 6 figures, that are millionaires, and that drive free cars because there's someone in the audience who's a D personality and just wants to know that they can replace their 6-figure income, and they want to do it fast. I share that story. I share that, just every little part of the story, I have to think through my story. I shared that I was poor. If someone sitting in the audience will say, wow, we get Christmas gifts from our community right now. I don't want that as my reality anymore. I want to have a change. So whenever you can tug on their heartstrings with a part of your story, and lots of heartstrings, not everyone, it's not going to be the same thing, but someone's going to say, wow, your mom was a single mom, I'm a single mom. Or, wow, you came from a poor family, I came from a poor family. Wow, you made $1,000 in 1 month. If I could make $1,000 in 1 month, that would change my life. Wow, 6 months later, you earned a car. I mean, really, if we talk about, in honesty, I could say I joined Mary Kay. It took me 6.5 years to really move up, and earn a car. And, I earned the car. And, there's a lot of people that have fallen off my team over the years. I mean, I've lost a ton. And, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it'll turn around, you know what I mean? I hear people say stuff like that. I'm like, girl, don't say that. Because who cares? That's part of the industry. People are going to fall off your team. Who cares? You sound like what is exciting and what you're excited about and live in that. You don't share that things are falling apart or whatever, because you start to say that out loud and you start to believe it. And that's a dangerous place to live in. So I don't even know how many people I've lost on my team. I don't care. I don't track it. I focus on, holy cow, this is amazing. Here's my story. So focus on what is awesome and where you're going, and share a really, really powerful, inspirational story, and it will make such an impact. And it doesn't just happen by you saying, today I'm going to do a new story. It happens by you taking a day to write down your story. You wake up, you're like, today is the day I'm writing a new story, and I'm going to tweak this, and I'm going to perfect it, and I'm going to say it with power, and I'm going to practice it in front of the mirror 5 times. And then I'm going to be driving in the car instead of listening to the radio. I'm going to practice it out loud. And you're going to say it 20 times by yourself. Walking around your house with your kids. They're like, Mom, who are you talking to? All the time. My kids are like, who are you talking to? I'm like, Mommy's practicing. Okay. It's like it's normal. Right? So practice it before you launch it in front of an audience. Because you don't want to practice your first time in front of an audience. That's dangerous. So that's what I do. So anyway, I wanted to share simple ideas for how to make your iStory super impactful. You have an amazing story. Sometimes it's just using a little bit of marketing and a little bit of inspiration from some top leaders who have great stories. So listen to a few stories. Maybe it's mine. Maybe it's 3 other people. Maybe it's 4 other people that you really connect with. Hear their story. Take bits and pieces of it. Kim McClure, I love her story. There's things she says in there. I'm like, oh, that's a good line. They have good one-liners that you can steal from and use them in your story. One of the best one-liners is, I don't share that to impress you, but to impress upon you. You hear that I think every Mary Kay person says that in her story. But that's right before you're about to brag about something. You say, I don't share this to impress you, but to impress upon you, right? So anyway, grab some great inspiration from as many people as possible. Use it to compile the most dramatic and powerful story ever, and it will dramatically change your life and your business. Again, it's Executive Senior Pink Cadillac Sales Director Michelle Cunningham. I hope you have a fabulous Friday. Goodbye.